Hi there, this is Joe from SquareXO, and this is episode 50. Yes! I'm joined by Dan.
Hello.
Rebecca.
Hello.
And Nicole.
Hello.
Sorry that we weren't about last week. It was a kind of technical mishap, and that Dan was watching the football. Oh well, there you go. Right, before we start, don't forget you can follow us at twitter.com/square_XO, twitch.tv/squarexo, patreon.com/squarexo, our website squarexo.co.uk, and also, the dogs are barking, Podbean, iTunes, YouTube, the lot, we're everywhere. So leave us a nice review. Listen back as if you can. If not, there's a wee link on our Twitter where you can buy us a coffee, which basically means you're just donating us £3 as a one-off. But hey, everything goes towards competitions and hosting, so it's all lovely and it's all great. So here we go then, episode 50. Brilliant. It felt like episode 50 was coming for ages, and now it's finally here. So that's a nice.
We made it.
Milestone. Nice little milestone. So yeah, so we weren't about last week, so we've got a ton of news to cover. So I'll just go on. I'll fly through it as quick as I can because there's quite a wee bit here. Hopefully, I've got this week's chats and not last week's, but we'll see. Okay, I was going to mention the PS4 Beta 5.50 because I did mention it in the last episode, but a few more features come up after that. Now you probably know about them, but if not, what it was playtime management was a new feature. So basically what you can do is if you have kids or whatever on your PlayStation, then you can manage the amount of time that they've got to play, so you can limit them to an hour or whatever, which I think that's quite a cool feature actually, because it used to be on the Xbox 360 and I always used to limit Jordan's Xbox so he could only play for a few hours.
What does it do when the time's up? Just turn off?
Yeah,
or just
you just
lock
can't play games anymore, it doesn't let you.
Right.
Yeah, so it's quite cool, really. It's a good way to start magic, because being a parent, I know that a lot of the time can just fly by. You get distracted, you're away doing something else, and they're still sitting there, and they can end up sitting there all night because you're distracted doing all these other things instead. So it's quite a good way for them to get off it and go and have a shower or do whatever else they need to do. Homework! Do your homework! Get off that bloody PlayStation.
What you want to do next time you're around your mates is set their PS4 to only let them play for an hour.
Go do that to go do it to your brother.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm not sure if you can do it from another PlayStation 2, because my kids get their own PlayStations, but I'm not sure if you can do it from one to another. I'm not exactly 100% sure it works. I've not messed about with it yet, but I know it's something like that. Also, our features was that you're able to import custom wallpapers via USB, and you can also customize your tournament team pages. So there we go. That was some of the extra features in addition to the ones we already talked about, which was, I can't even remember what they are now, but yeah.
I'm on it, and it's no different really. Nothing that they've changed has affected my usage. Yeah,
sticks out too much. Also, Vampire, that was finally dated for June the 5th. I'm excited for that.
But the game they made before that was really good, wasn't it?
What, Dot Nod, or whatever they're called?
Yeah.
What was the one? Remember Me?
No, Life is Strange, wasn't
it?
No, you're getting them muddled up, I think.
I am.
I'm sure Don't Nod. And Don't Nod. Vampires Don't Nod, I'm sure it is. And they're the ones that done Life is Strange. No, they're the ones that done Remember. Oh, fuck, I don't know. I've completely
You're losing your train of thought there.
You might be right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I usually know these things. Yeah, Don't Nod. I was right about the developer.
Yeah, they did Life is Strange, the first one. They might have done the second one as well.
Life is Strange. But they did do Remember Me as well, so I was kind of right. I was right about
I think that'd be good.
I was right about a game. So you never know then. Actually, that could be good, couldn't it? And they're doing Life is Strange 2 as well, aren't they?
2. But they didn't do Before the Storm, did they?
No, that was someone else. I was right about the developer. I'm happy with that. I'm not losing my marbles. There we go. No, that's quite good.
When is the release? When is the release?
June the 5th.
Okay.
Sony surveyed users on name changes, so you might soon be able to change your PSN name if they can ever figure it out. Apparently, it's quite a technically difficult thing for them to do because it'll just mess the whole system up. That's why it's taking them so long. So, but they're just, I guess they're just surveying people to say, do you want to do it before they go and spend all that money changing everything. So,
yeah, out of us four, then who's going to change their name when they can?
Not me, and mine's is awesome.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother either. Yeah.
I've warmed to mine, that's the thing. Like, I hate the fact that
so used to it.
It's only
I don't
people
like the fact that my at
is names in it. What, Warm Boobies 42 or something?
Oh my god.
Is that your wife's joke?
Nah, but that was just the first thing that came to my mind. I don't know why. Why Warm Boobies?
We don't want to
come to my mind first. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't go. Let's not try and think of the reasoning behind that.
Maybe that should be the name of your game development studio.
Yeah, you attract loads of attention.
But yeah, anyway, I was just thinking some silly names that you get out there. You do get some rather odd ones. So I guess they'll want to change their name, some of them, or maybe they won't. Maybe they're quite happy with Warm Boobies 42. Who knows?
Yeah.
Namco's developing Metroid 4. Don't know if anybody's excited about that or not.
I was until I found out Namco were doing it. I don't think, because it was Retro Studios before the first three, and they were really good games. But I don't know. I
guess we'll just
worry a little bit that it's being, as long as it's got a good, as long as Nintendo look after it and give it a good overview and don't just let them do what they want and kind of ruin what it was.
I think generally Nintendo kind of does have its finger on that sort of thing, making sure that it's all the way they want it to be. I think they kind of probably work closely with them when it's their own IP sort of thing. Probably.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch owners will be able to redeem My Nintendo Gold points against eShop purchases in early March. The My Nintendo scheme gives you gold points whenever you make a digital purchase on Nintendo eShop. I think I've got tons of gold points. You get 5% of the value back in gold points when you buy a Nintendo Switch 3DS or Wii U game or Switch DLC, and each gold point is then worth 1p if you spend £40. Sorry, I've read that wrong. Each gold point is worth 1p, so if you spend £40, you'll get 200 points, which is £2 off your next purchase. So if you've bought pure 10 games, then I guess you get £20 off your next purchase.
Yeah, that's 5% cash back pretty much, so it's not too bad. It's similar to a bank account.
Yeah, it's something. They expire after 12 months, the points, so you need to make sure you use them up.
Okay.
I've just checked PSN. Warm Boobies is available, Joe. If you want to mention that.
I like water, I'm sticking with that. Not that I've anything against Warm Boobies. I won't say the next part to that. I'll just move on. Media Molecules Dreams will let you build and share your own PSVR games. So that's quite cool, I think, if it ever comes out. Anyone excited about Dreams and being able to build your own VR games? It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool chart.
It's a good idea, but it's not going to make me rush out to get one.
I'd rather buy games or play games that have been built by people that know what they're doing to play.
Yeah, I think I would.
There's going to be there's going to be so many like silly ones. It'll be like Little Big Planet where people make like levels where you just walk through and it's really kind of like it's really rude.
I suppose on the flip side, there probably will be some amazing ones that people spend hours doing.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the levels people have made in Big Planet are pretty amazing, so they are. Really good, some of them. Not like mine, which was this big wooden horse, and you sat on it and pushed the button and it just went over this big hill, and it played sort of racing music until you got to the end.
Well, I think I played a level where someone made animals into, for lack of better choice of words, weenies. And that was interesting. That's the kind of that's the levels that I got
Hot
to play.
dogs.
Like, yeah.
Okay, what else we got? THQ buys Koch Media. That was quite a big story to me, actually. Koch Media's they're basically Deep Silver. So you're talking Dying Light, Dead Island, some pretty big. I mean, Koch Media's got some pretty big IPs. Saints Row as well, I think. So yeah, they're quite a big publisher. They were growing and growing all the time, really. I mean, they publish games for Codemasters and stuff. So yeah, and THQ obviously went bust, and then Nordic Games bought them and renamed it THQ Nordic, which is what it is today. And they're sort of getting bigger and bigger, obviously Darksiders and stuff like that. So now they're getting, it's almost like THQ's coming back, the old one.
Yeah.
And it's just getting bigger and bigger. And it's almost like we've got, instead of just having like your Ubisoft and all that, all of a sudden THQ's almost like in that sort of level with all the others now, it feels like, where they have the sort of, they're kind of AAA games, but they're kind of, and I wouldn't call them, because I wouldn't say they pure spend hundreds of millions and things like Dying Light or whatever. It's kind of like a top quality AA game, and that Dying Light is kind of like mid, sort of not pure high budget like Uncharted, but kind of the lower end of that, but it's still a pretty amazing game. So I think that could be one to watch out for THQ, because I think they're going to bring us a lot of good games in the future. Starting with Darksiders 3, obviously. But Dying Light, that was a great game. I can't knock that. That's brilliant. I mean, I'm not doing zombie games, but I think that was cracking. So, yeah, I do like Koch Media, and I do like THQ. So to have them all under one roof is pretty cool. The Spyro trilogy's come to PS4.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah, I think it was actually.
Oh.
It was a rumour.
I thought it was rumoured, but yeah, cool.
It says
it's not the Spyro trilogy I want remastered though. This is what bugs me.
It's not confirmed by Activision, if you know what I mean. But it's kind of basically confirmed because Kotaku says
it's like a very badly kept secret kind of thing.
Right, okay,
Kotaku says it's coming, then you can probably bet it is. They must know something. So apparently it's going to have completely new assets, animations, and a reworked save system. Spyro Dragon, Spyro 2, Spyro Euro Dragon included, and remastered by Vicarious Visions, which is the same studio behind the Insane Trilogy. And it will also have PS4 Pro support. That doesn't surprise me, because Crash absolutely was one of the best selling games of last year, so it doesn't surprise me that they're sort of looking back now and thinking, oh, what else can we do?
I've never played a Spyro game.
No, I liked them. Like, they were good, but I think they're frustrating to play now because they're very kind of clumsy games. Like, they're very kind of frustrating to play, and that's kind of why I would have liked to have seen like the Legend of Spyro series being remade instead. Because
what's the difference?
So the Legend of Spyro series was on PS2, and it was all like Elijah Wood, Gary Oldman, David Spade, like they were all voice acting in it, and it was a more kind of narrative driven Spyro game as opposed to just like the platformer kind of orientated ones before. They were more kind of like character development and stuff. It was really, really good. Like, I liked them a lot. I think I prefer to see them remastered. Like, unpopular opinion, I know, like to the original ones, but you know, a girl can dream.
Well, you never know, though. I suppose if it does well, then they might. I'd imagine, though, if it's got those voice actors, there may be some issues with licensing or money going to them and stuff. So
they were doing a movie on it actually ages ago, but they stopped writing it. But it's actually really good. Like, honestly, if you get a chance ever, I don't know if it'll ever appeal to you, and you're like, oh, I want to go on a PS2. Oh, I'll play Spyro. Like, it's honestly, they're really good games. I love them. I thought they were great.
Yeah, cool. I probably won't. But I don't have time.
That's the problem. I don't think I've played them yet, so Probably not going to bother. Who knows? Maybe I will if they remaster it and I think I'm bored and I might play it, but I doubt it.
So is this a remaster, or a remake? We don't know.
It's getting the Crash. Yeah,
More
it'll be
like
getting the
remaster.
Crash Insane trilogy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Says,
it'll be getting like that treatment.
It says new assets, new animations, reworked save systems. So it's kind of remastered, but with a bit of a special touch or something. Anyway,
They're like
got Big Planet 4 apparently going to be announced. This was a rumour on Reddit. There was somebody showed off the logo and they said that they removed the other characters. I can't remember what they're called, so it would just be Sackboy on his own again instead of those extra characters that were in it. Can't remember what
Yeah,
they
the
were.
bird
Anyway.
and the big guy and the little guy.
Yeah,
Apparently,
I think that's exactly what they were called.
It's like-
yeah, I saw the logo. It just looked like a standard logo that anyone could have made, really. So, I don't know. So maybe not. I don't really see it myself because why would they release that when Dreams isn't even out yet? Why?
Yeah.
No, I don't get it. And apparently the last one never really sold very well, so I'm not sure about that rumour. Stardew Valley multiplayer betas due this spring. Apparently it's all going well at the moment, the development of the multiplayer, so they're hoping that there'll be a beta this spring if all goes to plan.
Good.
And finally, the Evil Within 2 got a free update with a new first person mode. So there you go. And apparently, I think, I don't even know. I don't know what we're doing about that. But we're going to do something about it. So maybe we'll cover that first person mode or something. I don't know. On the site, we'll see. Cause, oh, damn it, that's not the news. There's Quentin pushed the wrong button. The charts. Week ending 10th of February. Is that last week's charts? Forgot the right ones.
Week ending is no. I don't think so.
What are we at? The 18th?
Yeah, so it'd be the 12th. Oh, who knows?
Don't know.
We all know what was number one, don't we?
Shadow.
Yeah. Yay.
So there we go. So that is the right charts then. Because when did Shadow of Colossus come out? A few weeks ago.
7th, I think.
7th, yeah.
Oh, that's the right charts then, probably. Shadow of Colossus, UFC 3, Monster Hunter World, FIFA 18, Grand Theft Auto 5. It's even if
Sounds right.
it is the wrong charts, it's probably not much different for the ones that are the latest ones, so I wouldn't worry about it. It's probably
It'd be interesting to see if Shadow stays at number one this week after the kind of initial hype of it all.
Yeah.
It'd be good if it does. I'd like it to.
Yeah,
I really want to play it.
Have you not played it yet, Nick?
No, I got it for Valentine's Day, didn't I? Because
Oh yeah.
my boyfriend spoils me. So I got that, and I'm just waiting. I'm trying to finish Digimon and that first because I don't want to. I want to be able to dedicate like all the time I need to finish it without kind of going in and out of other games. If you know what I mean? Because it looks like it's quite the experience, and I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Especially after reading Rebecca's review.
What?
Those were the latest charts.
Okay.
So it's tomorrow the update. That's why it felt so far away. It's tomorrow's new charts. I don't think there was much came out last week, was there, that could really knock it off? I can't really think what's come out. Nothing major.
I don't think so. No. Not off the top of my head, I can't think. I'm sure there were things.
Didn't Kingdom Come out last week?
Yeah, don't worry, that's not going to get number one.
You never know. I didn't think Shadow would, so.
No, I think it would somehow. Because it's like a Sony IP, so that gives it a leg up straight away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just being a Sony IP. I'm not sure if it's 8 Switch games. There was Bayonetta, but I'm not sure when that comes out, that one.
It's out already. I think that came out on Friday. 16th.
So maybe
Yeah.
that'll make an impact on the charts this week. Maybe. Anyway, that's the news. News is done. So let's move on. Thanks for joining us for the gaming news. Okay, right. What's next? User questions.
Yes, let's get some user questions. We had quite a lot when Nick did the old shout out for him on Twitter. So,
Okie dokie. Right. Just hope I don't quite right. I've got it. It's not gone off this time. Okay. Our first question is from @Liam. I think that's meant to spell Liam, but I'm going to read it as Liam. Wilhelm, who says, same thing I asked our good friends Triangle Squared. In character creation games, do you design your character after yourself, someone you know, or a completely original character?
I don't play enough games with design your own character, I don't think.
yeah.
I always play at games like that. I always play as a brunette woman.
Okay.
Do you call that war
so you can
movies?
groom people online.
No. I just like to play as a woman in games. Always in games you can create your own character. I always play as a female. Always have. A woman with brown hair.
Wow.
What? Okay.
Yeah, can't think of anything else to say.
So no, I can't say.
I can. I just don't want to say it. Like,
I can't say it looks like me, to be honest, because I'm not a woman with brown hair. So.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So, yeah.
No, I'm trying to figure out what I do. I tried to make it in my own image, but a very generous.
Yeah.
You know.
I know what you mean.
Like, you know, my ideal image of myself, maybe. So, like, I don't know. I don't typically base it off myself. I just usually make them blonde and I give them really kind of extravagant makeup. Usually a girl, unless I can pick an animal, in which case it's a really cute animal. So
I just go for the stat. I don't tend to spend time. If I can make a character, I just do whatever the kind of default is and just play the game. I don't know. For me, I don't know. For me, if it adds to the enjoyment of the game making my own character, because I think for me, I enjoy the narrative of games, and if the developer kind of hasn't built the narrative around the characters in the game, then maybe I don't play it. So I don't.
yeah.
No, it's difficult to explain, but yeah. I just go for the default. I'm the same with naming characters in like Final Fantasy games. When you can pick their names, I just keep to whatever the default is.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, in all fairness, I find it really hard to pick names. When it's like in Skyrim, name your character. I'm just like, oh, I need to think of a really kind of medieval name, and I hate this.
Alana
So, where's the baby
Moonshine.
book?
I call mine
No,
Alana Moonshine.
I don't even know what I
Or
call them.
something like that.
Yeah. See, like in Zelda, I just call it. He's just Link.
He's
I don't
just
bother.
Link, so I do the same thing.
That's just what the developer's image is, I suppose. So. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Good question.
Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, Miles PSX asks, what makes you guys like trophies so much? I love them myself, but everyone seems to have a slightly different opinion.
Yeah, I think we've all got a different opinion on here, though, don't we?
Yeah. I don't really like trophies.
I'm not bothered.
Yeah. So we're kind of split.
Yeah, because I like trophies. They make me happy. That noise actually sends chills. Like, I get really excited. Like, if I'm sat here playing a game with my boyfriend, I get a trophy, he looks at me when he sees the notification comes up because he knows I'm going to be sat there like an excited little kid.
Yeah.
I think it depends what the trophy is for me.
Oh, and it's the Bloodborne Platinum, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, oh my
god.
I was so excited about that. But you know, like Telltale and stuff, I'm like, oh, there's a trophy. I don't really go out of my way either to look for trophies or look for collectibles to get a trophy. I'm more of a, oh, I got a trophy. Okay.
Yeah.
I used to
That's
like
good.
them when Xbox 360, obviously Xbox made them, they came up with the idea. So when you first get Xbox 360, they were sort of ingrained into the system. So the first game I played was something like Cameo or something, and it would just pop up with that wee noise, and it was just like, oh man, this is awesome. And it was really good. It felt really good. But then sort of PlayStation kind of nicked the idea, I guess, and kind of somehow ingrained it in. And I liked the way they done it, and I liked it at first, but then I kind of got a bit bored looking at them, thinking, nah, I've had enough yet now. I think it's just because I played too many games at a time, what we having to review them all, that I just kind of, there was no way I was going to get them all, so I just kind of thought, I just got on with it then, and just ignored them.
Yeah, I think it depends. I like getting them, but I try not to let them hold me back from either enjoying something or moving on.
Yeah.
So I tried to be good, if you like, in inverted commas, and like move on once I've finished a game. But if something is just impossible or is going to take me hundreds of hours, then I will leave it. I didn't used to, but I do now, and I like the satisfaction I get from getting all the trophies, because I feel like I'm doing everything the developer wants me to do in the game that they've built.
Yeah.
So that's that's why some games like the Telltale games, where all you've got to do is finish it. That's fine, because that's how I imagine the developer wants you to play the games. Whereas with other games where some of the trophies are stupid, like jump off a cliff whilst shouting something or whatever, they obviously they put that in because they want you to mess around with the game and do different things. So
Or they put it in because they couldn't bear to put, so they just thought, oh, let's just shove that in.
yeah, well, maybe, but even so, it makes you. For me, it just makes it feel like I'm actually doing the whole experience. Like when you play through a game without dying, or doing it on hard without using health pickups or something. It's a challenge. I quite like the challenge. So, yeah, but I think I'm glad they're there, because I think it's nice to have the option. And if you don't like them, then that's fine. But it annoys me a little bit when people that don't like them then kind of tell people that do like them they're wrong, or they're doing things differently. It's like, that's not why I like them. It's up to me that they're there. So,
yeah, I like that they're there. I mean, if I ever wanted to go and do them for some reason, just one day I thought to myself, right, I'm going to go through every one of my games and get all the trophies, then I could. It'd be a reason to go back and do it. Get back and play them, wouldn't it? It'd be a reason.
That's it.
Yeah, I think I'll go back and do that because I want to. But,
that's kind of added value. So
if I'm ever that bothered, if Sony ever go, right, if you get all the trophies for this game, you've got a chance at £1 million, then maybe I'll go.
Well, they've done it in America, haven't they, where your platinum trophies get converted into store credit. So, if they brought that over here, then I'd be laughing. That would be great. But, it adds that bit of incentive to do it as well.
Yeah.
So, I think they're quite useful for developers, because a developer can see at what point people have dropped off in the story. So you can look at the percentages of what trophies have been achieved, and if you're a developer and you see that only 60% of the people that have played the game have finished it, maybe you can take that knowledge and in your next game you make, try and figure out why that is and try and address it and things like that. So it can be useful for them as well.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's my answer.
Okie dokie. With that, at Disturbed_Swan asks, what is the first game that made you cry?
I think it was The Last of Us.
Really?
Nicole.
I don't remember crying at any other game. So yeah, I think it's The Last of Us for me.
I don't know if I've ever cried. I've definitely... Okay, mine is sort of what I've been playing this week, so I'll go into it in more detail when we do that. But What Remains of Edith Finch, some of those scenes really were like, oh god, that's a little bit too much to take, very emotional. But Journey made me really sad.
Again, same as you. I don't know if I physically cried, but Valiant Hearts was certainly something that pushes you to the edge. I can't think of anything old, but I suppose that's because you go back a couple of generations in gaming, the narrative wasn't there, the graphical fidelity was slightly different, so you weren't as linked to the characters as what you are now because they seem real. So maybe that's why the answers are modern. Yeah.
Mine was actually the series I was talking about earlier, the Spyro series. Oh,
really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like I said, it was more like character development and stuff. So by the end of the trilogy, I felt like I knew the characters. I knew that dragons and that. Don't judge me. But it was, I don't know. I felt really connected to the characters, and you kind of saw they went a really kind of intense story, and I think it was at the end of the second game where they started playing. It was the music at the end as well. It came out with the credits. I was like, oh, it's okay, I can do this. And then the music started playing. I just started sobbing. I was like, oh my god, games don't usually touch me like this. I think it was the first time a game actually did really kind of hit me.
Yeah.
It was good. I like that. And then the game after that, just having fits, I didn't hold back then.
Yeah.
It was just like straight up floods of tears.
The end of Final Fantasy X is another one that's quite sad as well.
Mm.
But yeah, there's lots of kind of emotional moments, but yeah, I don't think I've cried.
Like,
Not yet.
Get to the
Not
end of a
this
Final
time.
Fantasy game.
No, 10 was really good. 10 was brilliant.
Oh, I'd never get to the end of a Final Fantasy game. Oh, no way.
Maybe that should have been your New Year's resolution.
No, his New Year's resolution should have been to finish Nier Automata.
Yeah. No, let's not bring that up.
Right, so our last question, it's not really a question that we can answer as such, but I thought it might be an opportunity to bring up what's happened with the merchandise store.
Okay.
So someone just asked if we have any merchandise, and obviously I know there's been some trouble with the logo that I've not quite gathered from our conversation outside of the podcast. So I don't know if you wanted to explain what's happened, because
we do have
so
a
it's happened with the
merchandise
logo.
store then. Yeah, it's on SquareXO, so you'll find it in the links. But at the moment, it's an empty store because the copyright on our logo, basically. You're not allowed to really sell anything that says PlayStation on it, and obviously our logo says PlayStation Podcast on it, but also there might be an issue with the symbols, because we use the square, the triangle, and the O. So that might be an issue as well, but I'm not sure.
Don't think you can copyright shapes.
Shapes. No, I think we'll be
So
around
I think
that.
we'll be alright there. So I think we just need to take the PlayStation Podcast bit out the logo and we'll upload it again. It shouldn't take us too long to do, should it?
Oh, I don't know if that... it might be the font. But anyway, we can chat about that later. But yeah, we'll do something about it and get it back.
We'll get it sorted as quick as we can, and then once it's sorted, we'll upload the logos to the spreadshirt again, and then we'll have our merch store all ready to go. So hopefully either this time next week or a week after or whatever, it'll be back again, hopefully. So
Yeah.
hopefully
The girls have got some T-shirts which look good.
We did.
Got in there
Yeah,
quick.
We did, yeah. We've
Got
got
original.
limited edition ones.
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm sure once we get it up again, you'll be able to buy the merch. So yeah, it'll look really cool as well, I'd imagine. And then we'll try and think of some original stuff as well. That's kind of that we can maybe do eventually. Maybe quotes from the podcast or little digs at people from the podcast that Bloodborne Bay. Something, I don't know. Can't think of it right now, but I'm sure we can think of something. Okay. Right.
Yeah, that was all the questions. So topic time, I think, maybe.
Okay.
Cool, they were good questions. Thank you, everybody, for sending us questions.
Yeah, we like
It's always good.
So, right, so the topic we were going to talk about was why we love PlayStation, wasn't it? Although one of those questions actually brought up a topic that I thought was quite good. Maybe we can do that another week or something, but just about how you were saying that the developers can find out if MD's finished their game or not, and I was just... So one of the things I thought about was, why don't people finish games? So maybe that's something we can talk about another week or something. But yeah. Maybe it'd be nice to go into deeper about why people don't finish games, or why they do, or how they finish them, or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah.
So why we love PlayStation. Right,
I think we, just because it's the 50th episode, I think we were just gonna maybe just say why we've chosen to do a PlayStation podcast. Maybe why it's our system of choice. I know that we have different systems as well and we play different games, but you know, we're all part of a PlayStation podcast, so just thought it might be interesting just to, I don't know, have a discussion about why we feel like we do about the brand or the games that are on the system. So I can start, I suppose. So I mean, I've always traditionally been a Nintendo fan, and I was for years and years, up until, well, I jumped around a little bit. So I had a Dreamcast, and then I went back to GameCube. So I had Nintendo, but then when the PS2 came out, I don't know if it's, I was probably about 16 or 17 at that point. I just felt like the games that the system was offering were new to me, because I'd been on Nintendo games for that long beforehand. I don't know if I got bored of Mario and all this, that, and the other. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna give PlayStation a go. And I think kind of jumping forward in time from then to now, the diversity of the titles and the choice of games that are available on the system to me make it more attractive at present, I suppose. So I still love Nintendo games and they've got a place in my heart and my collection, but I don't remember the last time I finished one because I just get bored of them. I don't know if that comes back to the trophies aspect of things, and that drives me through PlayStation games as well. But I don't know. There's just, you've got great driving games. So looking at my collection, you play Drive Club for a bit, and then you've got The Last of Us, Until Dawn. They're all really different. Obviously Horizon's there, which I wasn't a massive fan of, but you'd never see that on a Nintendo system. Then you've got all the JRPGs, Rhyme. So you kind of got this really vast library of experiences that I think since the GameCube, Nintendo haven't offered.
Yeah.
So the Wii and the Wii U just didn't have that breadth of choice. So for me, that's why I've kind of jumped ship to PlayStation and why I really like it. Something about it. They've still got the Japanese type games, which I like, but then, yeah, like I say, it mixes it up with everything else. So, yeah,
See,
that's why I like it.
When I was sort of younger, I had the Sega. I never really been a Nintendo. I've never really had a Nintendo system. I think my first Nintendo system was, what came first, the DS or the Wii?
The Wii.
So
Wii.
my
I
first
think.
Nintendo system then was a Wii, and I only got that.
Yeah, see, I don't
was...
class that as a true Nintendo system. In my eyes, that was Nintendo selling out, and from that point, they've not been the same,
Well, the only
which is really
reason I got
controversial.
that is because I was working in games, so I got it because I had to sort of review games. But otherwise, I've never really been a Nintendo fan. I've kind of started with Sega and sort of the Mega Drive and stuff, which is a really cool system, Sonic and all that. And then, but I've always been a really big Sony fan. But their TVs and they're obviously used to get the Walkman and stuff. I've always sort of, associated Sony with quality. So
Yeah.
when they brought out PlayStation 1, that was the only thing I was ever going to buy. It was like, wow, I'm buying that. I never even knew Xbox existed, to be honest. So I got PlayStation 1, I got PlayStation 2. I kind of knew Xbox existed. But
Well, it didn't exist, did it, at PlayStation 1?
No, it existed at PlayStation 2, though, didn't it? And then I didn't really acknowledge it at all. I didn't acknowledge any of those Nintendo systems you're talking about at all.
Yeah.
I remember seeing my friend playing on one once. I don't know what one it was, maybe Super Nintendo. And then, so yeah, I got PlayStation 2, absolutely loved it. Loved PlayStation 1. And I never really bothered, like I say, the Xbox. I know it was a big, huge, chunky thing, but I didn't really think, I must get that, so I never ever owned one of them either. And then PlayStation 3 was always going to be a must-have, but actually Xbox 360 came out first, didn't it? And at that point, I'd actually started up a new website because the Wonderwall Web, my very first website, and we had this idea that we would make a gamer. What did we call it again? Because the website was called wonderwallweb.com, so we decided, because we figured it out, that we would make a Wonderwall, and what that was everybody's gamer tag was on this wall, so it was just some way you could go and see everywhere's gamer tag. Eventually that website turned into a multi-platform website with reviews that was on Metacritic and all that sort of thing, but so from them, that's kind of when I went multi-platform from sort of PlayStation 3 onwards. But that's all because I was wanting games. But there was never ever any doubt that I would ever not buy a PlayStation from 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 10 if I can.
Yeah.
I'll be buying them because I just love Sony really. But the reason I love PlayStation is because a lot of the reasons you said. Although I'll buy it because it's Sony, I buy it because the diversity of the games and the quality of the games and all the different studios that I've sort of grown to love and sort of respect the work they do.
Yeah.
I just think it's fantastic. I just think I love all the games. Every time they announce a new game from one of their own studios, I just know I love it. I don't think I've ever been disappointed by a first party game. I mean, I even like the Order 1866. It's getting slagged off now. I really liked it. I can't.
Yeah, that's a great game. Yeah.
I can't think of a first party game I've never liked, which says to me that all I need to know, that PlayStation's for me anyway. I'm not knocking any of the others. If I had to pick between Nintendo and Xbox, I'd probably pick Xbox, to be honest. Because Nintendo games aren't really for me. I don't really like Mario. I think he's a bit of an annoying character. I don't like. I like Zelda, but I mean, if I had to pick between those two, I'd probably pick Xbox. So I don't know. So there you go. Don't call me Mr. Thingy fanboy Xbox fans, because I'd pick you over Nintendo.
Don't start that war.
Yeah, let's not get that. God.
But yeah, PlayStation's awesome to sort of summarize.
Well, I think PlayStation was my introduction to gaming, so that's why I've always held PlayStation really, it's really dear to me, because I don't think gaming has helped me so much kind of over the years, and I just associate gaming with PlayStation naturally. And I mean, I think the first game I was introduced to was Crash Bandicoot, and that just started a kind of a long-lasting love for like PlayStation exclusive titles. Like, I fell in love with Ratchet and Clank when I got a PlayStation 2, and it's given me so much kind of faith in just PlayStation and their exclusive titles, and I love playing, like you say, I trust games that come from Sony and, like, you know, their studios and stuff. And I don't know, it's just, as well, like, I don't, as you say, like, the range of games you can play on PlayStation is insane, because I don't really have a specific taste when it comes to game genres. I'm very kind of diverse. If I don't like a particular thing about a game, it's more likely going to redeem me in another way. So I do have a very kind of expansive, like, number of games that I will play, that are incredibly different, and I like the fact that I can turn on my PlayStation and indulge in, like you say, something like Ratchet and Clank, and then go, oh, I really want to kind of mix things up and play something like Bioshock. I kind of have the opportunity to do that, and that, I don't know, it's probably why I love it. It's just exclusives. Like, I literally love that. So yeah.
Yeah. Shall I?
Yeah. Go.
Mine's pretty much the same as you, Nick. I think that when I was choosing what console I wanted to get, I kind of looked back and I saw what exclusive they released, and I think now that I look at my gaming shelf, I'm really happy that half of it is all PlayStation exclusives. I'm just a little bit of a fanboy, really, when it comes to I think just obviously, you know, like there's Bloodborne, which I've spoken about way too much since being part of SquareXO. Last Guardian, and obviously the Uncharted, the Last of Us. I just think every exclusive they do is just something incredible, and obviously still something quite different from the last exclusive. And I think that just based on the exclusives alone, you can get a great title, you know, a great library of titles. And I think that's pretty impressive, which probably is why I love PlayStation, just because there's so much there that you can't get on other consoles. But it's not like mediocre content. The content that's there, exclusive content, is, you know, always seems to be at a really high standard. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just like Bloodborne. What can I say?
You had to slip that in.
Yeah.
I find it
a t-shirt. See, I just like Bloodborne. What can I say?
I own like 50 copies of it.
Did you play that from launch?
No, I didn't. So I got my PlayStation in August 2015, and Bloodborne was the second game I ever got. And I remember getting it, and I was like, I don't know if I like this, but, you know.
Why did you buy it?
I bought it because it was in the sale.
Okay.
That's why I bought it. So it wasn't like I knew what it was about or I'd heard things about it. I remember Googling. I remember I was buying The Witcher 3. That was the second or third. Yeah, that was the third game I got. and I was googling The Witcher 3, and I knew I really wanted that. And then at the bottom it said recommended, and Bloodborne was on every single recommended page. And I was like, I'm gonna get that. So I did, and then I played it and I hated it. And then I played it a bit more, and I was like, I love this. And now I'm completely obsessed.
Yeah. Has anyone else kind of bought a game where they were like, oh, I don't know about it very much, and then you play it and you're like, oh my god, this has changed my life?
Yeah. You're like, why did I not know about this before?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Probably
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed, I'd say, for me.
Well, you just bought the first one, you'd say.
Well, it's because I bought the first one that I didn't think I'd like. Literally, I didn't have an interest in the series. It looked too violent for me, and back in the day I kind of preferred more light-hearted games. And I saw it, and I was just like, oh, it looks good. And then obviously I played the first game, and it's my worst game out of all of the Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
And I started playing, and I was just like, why did I bother? Like, I could have spent my money elsewhere. And then as I kind of fed with it, I with it, and now like my shelves are filled with like Assassin's Creed statues and stuff, and it's one of my favorite franchises, and I've stuck with it through its up and downs, which, you know, through the community you can tell are pretty bad. So you know, I do love the franchise now, and I would never have considered playing it to start with. Like, it didn't appeal to me at all. So
it's a bit kind of sad, but those days of me going into a shop and just buying a game because I wanted a new game are kind of gone. I think the internet and like Twitter and all the review sites, not to like bury ourselves in a grave kind of thing, they kind of kill that magical aspect that when you're a kid you go in. That's like when you used to go to Blockbuster and rent a video as a kid. You just pick something based on what you thought looked good or exciting, and that is kind of gone now because someone on Twitter will say, oh, this is good or this is bad or don't buy this, and you kind of your expectations are made already, whether you listen to it or not. You still know what kind of game the new Spider-Man game is going to be, for example. You're not going into it blind, and that was one really good thing about being a kid, you know, just going into the shop and just buying, like, I don't know, Bubsy the Bobcat or Dizzy, which are games I had, you know, and you kind of, nowadays I probably would never buy them, so I'd never open myself up to those unknown gems, but back then it was good.
Lisa said to me the other day, I remember because what was that we were watching? I think we were watching something on it's a new Netflix series. I think it's called something to do with boring or something. Oh god, what's it called? I can't remember. There's a new Netflix series anyway, and it's to do with a school, and the name of the place the school's at is called Boring. And they went into Blockbuster Video. Lisa said to me, I remember we used to go in there and just stand for about 2 hours trying to choose a video. And it wasn't even that long ago, really, I don't think. I mean,
no, it's sad, isn't it?
The kids with us, and we would just stand there for ages. Now could never choose what one. And Blockbuster was so huge that you would just walk around the whole store with all these videos trying to decide what to watch. Used to love it. I actually used to really enjoy doing that. Just
there was one
about and just kind of know what we got to watch. It's quite fun.
The little parade of shops up by where we live, there's a Blockbuster, or there was one, and it's sadly shut down, obviously, and it's still there. It's still got the sign. It's still empty. And I did read something online that actually all the shops have still got all the stock in, because when they shut, the staff just walked out. But not that I've gone in. But those days it's sad that they have gone, and we're kind of lucky we've still got high street video game shops for kids to have that experience, but it's slowly kind of dying, isn't it? I think.
By the way, that
was
program I'm talking about, in case anybody wants to watch, it's called Everything Sucks. It's quite good. It's brand new on Netflix.
Yeah.
No,
cool.
As it's sad, innit? As I used to like doing that, and we would have little local video shops that would sell games and stuff as well. You could just rent games out. You could just rent your video out, and it's cool. I mean, you can do that in Netflix really too. I guess you can sort of sit and flick through everything. I guess that's my new way of doing it on Blockbuster. It's kind of a bit like Blockbuster in it, when you're just kind of sitting flicking through.
We're very off topic right now.
Yeah, very off topic.
Not
the same.
We don't always have to stick to games. We can talk about whatever we want. That's what
I want to just say one more thing about Net. Come on, sorry.
I'm just saying it's life. It's good to talk about
Yeah.
life as well.
I hate Netflix in the way that it's started serving up trailers. So like you're flicking through and then the trailers for the film start playing and you're like, well, no, I don't want to see the trailer. I just want to look through films.
Yeah, that aggroes me. Proper aggroes me.
Yeah. So if Sony are listening and they're doing something for PlayStation now, don't take that because it's annoying. Don't serve us trailers without us clicking on things.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's our topic then, I suppose, on why we love PlayStation and bring back Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, we talk about what we've been playing.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Because
You
it's
start.
embargoed. So there's my part over with.
Yeah. Well, Rebecca can start because she wanted to talk about
Edith, yeah. So I was very lucky to actually get a physical edition of Edith Finch, and I guess that's a whole other topic, but I love my physical copies, and I wasn't going to play it on digital because I knew there was a physical copy out there. So I played it, and it probably took me about 2 to 3 hours to play it, and we played it on Valentine's Day. Whoa, everything about it I think was just so unique, and it's so memorable, and it must have been over a week now, just nearly a week even. And I feel like I can still remember every single second of the story, like it was that powerful. So it's really clever because it's not just about Edith, it's about a house, and it's about like this, supposed family curse. And the way you play it is you go through the game and you have to interact with the narrative, which is embedded in the environment, which is so clever. So some things you'll have to try and explain it. Some things you'll have to interact with, with the words. So to get the words to start moving so you can progress to the next scene. And it's quite sad. I mean, the main theme of the game is death, but it ties really closely with, death, grief, life. The idea of like, is it actually a curse or is it just this family who are, not very good parents, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
But seriously, really, really powerful. And I'm going to do an opinion piece about it, so I'll put that up and, really go into full detail there. But I just thought the way it was done was really clever, and I've never really seen anything like that before in a video game, in terms of the things they dealt with. And there was a lot of sad scenes that they sort of mixed in with a little bit of happiness, and you were playing it aware that it was sad, but you're like, well, it's not all bad because at least this tiny little happy thing happened. And then you're like, well, it's still a little bit depressing, but it does make it very poignant. So yeah, seriously, a game I think everybody should play, and it's not too long either. Something definitely one of my standout games of 2018. It's February, for God's sake, so that kind of shows how amazing I thought it was.
Yeah.
So is it not like it's a bit like Rapture, isn't it?
Rapture, yeah. It's very different though, because I feel like the thing with the Rapture is you can spend a lot of time walking around and you're on your own, and in this it feels like there's always something to do. It doesn't feel like you're ever on your own because the narrative is constantly with you throughout. So you can look around a room and you can explore houses the same way you do in Rapture, and obviously there's interactive elements in Rapture and in Edith Finch, but I didn't feel like I was playing a walking simulator, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Which was weird because that's, technically that's exactly what it is. But yeah, really, really different from Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, but in the same category as it. So that's why I think it's something that people should play, because I've heard a lot of people say, oh, well, I've played Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, so I don't need to play it. But seriously, play it. It's fantastic. Yeah.
You've sold me. It's been on my kind of I want to play this for ages.
Literally play it right now. It's amazing. You'll cry though. It's really sad.
Oh god. I'll save it for when I'm having an emotional day. I'll just let it all out.
Yeah.
Oh no, that does sound really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. And you obviously finished Shadow as well.
I did. Do you see what I mean? I completely forgot about Shadow because I played that. Like, that's how amazing it was to me. Shadow Colossus was still phenomenal, but I think because I played that and finished it at the start of the week, I just can't think of anything else apart from this game. It sounds so weird, but I just cannot think of anything else, and that's why I was like, I've got to write an opinion piece about it. I've just got to get all these thoughts out. But yeah, Shadow of the Colossus, I loved it. I did get really, really frustrated on the last boss, I guess, because I kept falling off, and I was like, I can't do this. It's making me angry.
Yeah.
the ending of Shadow of the Colossus, I think, is really clever, and for a game that's so passive, for it to suddenly twist like the way it does, I thought it was really clever. And yeah, as a first-time player, I really did enjoy it. I do.
Yeah.
I bet you enjoyed the nostalgic feeling of it.
Yeah, it was good. I agree. Though I have the same annoyance with the last.
It feels like a
Colossus.
spike.
It was going from the second hand to the body was just seemingly impossible. It just didn't seem to work. So yeah, but other than that, yeah, it was a brilliant. Bluepoint did a brilliant job. Like,
He did.
so good. So yeah, be excited to see what they do next.
Mm.
So that's all I've really played, though, to be honest. Just to segue into what I've been playing, I haven't had much time the last couple of weeks, so yeah, just that, and just slowly trying to get through it to get the platinum trophy, and just do all the collectibles and give it a go on hard and do the time trials. So just trying to enjoy it really and make the most of it whilst I can. Yeah, I love it though. It's so good, and I think it's one of those games that, like I put on Twitter the other day, a lot of other games owe a lot to it.
Yeah,
A lot of things that exist in gaming today wouldn't do without that. So it's nice to play it to see the kind of origins of certain things. So yeah, it's really good, good. And I'm so pleased it got to #1 in the charts, and that
it did
a
good.
lot of people are managing to play it or experience it again. Because I think when it was originally released, it was probably more of a sleeper hit and didn't have the mainstream hype that it does now. So yeah, really good.
Oh. Well, okay. With that, I have been playing a lot of Call of Duty because obviously the first kind of extensive DLC packs come out. So I've been kind of obviously dabbling in that because I've reviewed it and it's up on the site. But it's got 3 new multiplayer maps, a new war mode map, and a new zombies chapter, which I've not really had a lot of people to play with, so I've been kind of diving into it on my own, which is absolutely mortifying. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of the multiplayer mainly, just jumping in and out of games on there. But today I started. I'm gonna say Fee because I've read that the pronunciation is Fia somewhere, but I'm going to say Fee for sake of argument here because it's
how's it spelled? F-E.
F-E. Yeah. So I'm going to say Fee. Like,
why not?
Yeah. Right. So obviously this is one of EA's announcements at E3, and I was really kind of interested in it when I saw it. It's do you know what game I'm talking about? It's the one with like the fox and the kind of the purple world kind of thing with all the different animals and stuff. I was really, really intrigued by it. So I didn't even realise it had come out because I completely forgot what it was called. So I kind of thought, I looked and it's been out for a couple of days. So I was like, I went and bought that, and I started playing it, and it's really, really it's really good. It's very kind of the art style is really kind of it's absolutely stunning. The soundtrack, it's got one of those really kind of moving soundtracks like Journey and Abzu, where the music does affect the kind of atmosphere of the game a lot.
Yeah.
And I really do love kind of going from like one area and then to another, and it like the kind of atmosphere completely changes, and you're like, oh my gosh. However, I will say it's very clumsy. Like the platform mechanics aren't very refined. It feels quite unpolished. It's for example, you obtain abilities by gathering gems, and one ability of which is you have to climb up trees. And to climb up the trees, you have to kind of press X, like for each jump. But the mechanic where it happens so fast, you end up pressing X really quick to get up the tree, obviously quite fast, and you end up falling off the tree. And so many times I've just been falling down like massive kind of into big caverns because I've jumped off a tree because I've been trying to get up it too kind of in too much excitement. And I don't know, it kind of, a lot of the areas, as beautiful as they are, kind of feel like, so you're in one area, you move on to the next, and it doesn't feel very different. It just feels like, I've been using the term regurgitated. It feels like they've just literally taken one area, changed it a little bit, and then that's the next area. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel very kind of fresh when you're walking around, but regardless, it's absolutely beautiful. So I enjoy it regardless, and I will review it because I am thoroughly enjoying it, and I've been kind of hoping for a really kind of mellow game like that for a while. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's really cute as well. Like all the, like in Journey, you kind of talk through chimes and stuff. It's the same kind of thing in this, except you like sing, and the main character, it's not like an animal noise. It's like a kid babbling, and it's really adorable. Everything about it it's absolutely cool. I love the game. Like, go out and get it. Just buy it, and you'll know what I mean.
Quite expensive
it's really
though,
good.
isn't it? Like £16. I know, like you'd pay £40 for a full release or something, but a digital game at £16, it's almost for me kind of on the edge of being too expensive.
Yeah, that's the only problem. I wasn't expecting it honestly to be £16, but it was just one of those things where my excitement for it kind of overwhelmed that, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna not buy this because it's £16 because I really want to play it.
Yeah.
So £16 to me. So
yeah, I might watch some videos after this and have a look because the screenshots look good, and what you say, it makes it sound good. So might be one to do after Shadow. So
yeah, it's lovely. Honestly, really good.
Cool. Well, Joe can't tell us what he's been playing.
No.
So
review on the 22nd of February, and it'll go live at midnight or something, so you can read it then.
cool.
And then I can talk about it next week.
Next week.
So. But apart from that, I don't think I've been playing much else. I can't really remember playing anything apart from that. So yeah, I quite like playing games with you. I quite enjoy that. It gives me a purpose to play them. Because if I have to review it, I have to play it. Whereas,
Okay.
So, if you know what I mean, whereas sometimes, I guess that's just a habit I get into over the years that I have to play a game because I had to review it. So, like, it's like a job.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it that way. So, like, when I've got a game to play for fun, sometimes I just don't get around to it because I've just got so much other stuff to do. I did play Shadow of the Colossus, but I've only beaten 4 of them so far, and then I kind of got distracted with something else. But I'm really enjoying that, so I'll definitely go back to it because it's a cracking game, isn't it?
Yeah, really good.
I would have probably finished it if it weren't for that photo mode, but I was too busy messing around with that for hours.
Yeah, the photo mode's brilliant. Yeah, really good.
That thing about the photo mode is stop you playing the game. It's like, God,
Literally.
I'm playing the game, but I'm just messing about with this instead. So no, that's cool though.
Talking of photo mode, we should just say to everyone to keep doing #SquareXO February.
Yeah.
Because we've got just over a week left of the month, so make sure you tag your PS4 shares with #SQXO February to enter our competition. We've got our last Sackboy Knack to give away this month, and then as of next month, we've got some exciting new prizes from people you would have heard of. We haven't really said much yet, but we've got some really good prizes. So yeah, make sure you keep your eyes on Twitter or listening to the podcast for the next couple of months for the screenshot competitions. So yeah, there you go. Wanted to give that a shout out, and think, Joe, you can do the Christmas presents and wrap up.
Right, are we done, are we? Oh, God. So flying so it does. I was reading something on my thingy and I kind of got distracted. Right,
Sorry, that's my fault.
Okay.
Multitasking here.
Yeah.
Right, we want to thank Lowry, Miles and Dan, first of all, for being Patreons. So don't forget, thank you very much, very appreciated. And if anyone else wants to support us on patreon.com/SquareXO, then that'd be fantastic. And if not, remember you can always donate to us on, I think it's called Kio, but we'll probably post a link every day just to remind you if you want to, and then that can give us more awesome prizes to give away and pay for our hosting and stuff like that. Anything is appreciated to help keep adverts and stuff away.
Yeah.
And right, don't forget to follow us in all the places I mentioned at the start of the podcast because I'm not going to go through them all again. So you know where they are. You know where we are because you listened at the start. If you listened at the start, you're listening at the end, then you must have listened at the start. If that makes sense. Didn't to me.
Oh God.
And we finished talking about things other than gaming yet. Blockbuster. Might go back and talk about Blockbuster a bit more for we
Still exists in America, so.
Oh gosh.
so rocky. Know what else I used to like about Blockbuster? Just going back to that for a brief second. Going through the sort of bargain bin where you could buy the X rentals. Oh, that was so good. Just the amount of movies I picked up in that bargain bin.
I don't like buying things secondhand, so I stayed away.
This is going to start a whole other debate. I can
That
just
should be
tell.
another. That
X
should be another
rental.
topic.
X
Do
rental
people
stuff
buy
was
secondhand
great.
games?
Second-hand games.
That's
or
a
not.
good. That's a good topic because I don't.
Yeah.
So
I don't want people's
Nah.
feelings. Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Wrap up.
Yeah. Wrap up.
Let's go.
Thanks for joining us on this show. Now it's time for us to go. How's that for a wrap?
That's pretty good.
Oh gosh.
Made up on the spot. Booyah.
That is like dad material right there.
Hey,
like-
that was made up on the spot. Go on then. You do
Yeah, I know, and
you
that's
do a
what my
rhyme then.
stepdad would make up on the spot.
You
An
think I'm
embarrassment
wasting
at
your
Christmas
time?
do.
How about you do a rhyme?
Oh,
Another one.
Jesus. Are you pulling these out of Christmas crackers?
No, I'm making them up on the spot. I'm good at rhyming. I always have been.
Okay, I think you're using good a bit liberally there.
I'm not using Google. I made it up.
5 out of 10. Open critic.
That's good. Hey, I thought it's brilliant. What can I say? Anyway, as we say, thanks for joining us today, and we'll be back next week. See you later, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.